Okay, so really quick before we get into organizing everything else, I did want to let you know I found a use for this little 3-drawer organizer, and I've just put in all of my kind of hardware stuff in there, and then we get to what we'll be working on today. So it's quite a lot. Let me get you moved so you can see everything the way it is right now, which is pretty messy. But so up here, I do have my Huion graphics tablet. That doesn't run with my laptop, so I'm not really using it right now. And then up on the other side here, I have a couple of, well, one is a box that has a whole bunch of sand in it. So I do a lot of work with sand and paintings and stuff. So this is usually what I use to just catch the excess. And I think I'm just going to leave that where it is. This is actually one of my paintings that I had previously used for that same purpose. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just combine that with the box here and get that painting out of the way. Maybe we can do something with that another day. And then how I have it set up so far. So again, this is going to have to change a lot because it is not working out well. So I have what used to be, is supposed to be all my tea stained and handmade papers up here. And then down on the bottom was supposed to be all the digital printables that I download and print off of several people's websites. Down here is, I don't even know what this is. What is in this? It might be papers. Yeah. So it's more more papers, mostly from your creative studio that I can combine with my other specialty papers. So we can move that. And then up here in these 3 containers, I have all of my pressed and dried flowers. And then it's supposed to be just my handmade floral faux rice paper. That box I haven't decided anything to do with. And then I have a couple signatures in there that I've created and just haven't done anything with. So I'm going to have to reorganize that as well. And then in the last little one over here, what I have up here on the top is current projects. So any like bindings or anything that I've made for journals but haven't finished anything about them yet is all up there. And then because I didn't have anywhere else to put it, that's where I kept my 100-day project. On the bottom down here, this is all my pre-made ephemera. So just things like, I just recently did this video where I did the collage background windows. I have some pre-made tags in here, just stuff like that. So these are things that are all ready to go into a journal, but it definitely needs to be better organized. And then on the bottom, I have just this tub where I've been keeping, well, that doesn't belong in there, so I'm going to have to reorganize that as well. There's also fabric in here. Why? I don't know. But just offcuts of cardstock and stuff. So if I ever need to make a tag or anything, this is the box that I go through. And that's going to stay pretty much the same, except for a little bit of reorganizing. So as I am doing this, I am also making more tea stain paper and handmade paper. So that's all going to have to get organized as well. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this. Okay, so I figured we'd start with one of the easiest ones. This should really just be scrap papers, so nothing with color. This shouldn't be here either unless I cut off that spot. But basically I just want to keep the plain blank papers in here. So I will quickly separate those. Random feather and fabric. Don't know why those are there. Oh, there it is. This is the template that I used to make my tag corners with, and I could not find it. So that I need to put up here. I'll show you where up here is later. And then, yeah, so all these I want to keep, these extra pieces. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and sort them by color. There's a few die cuts hanging out in here as well, so we'll put those with the rest of the pre-made die cuts. Okay, so here I've come across a couple of ones. I think I'm going to leave these in here even though they have prints on them. These are just offcuts of some of the prints I got done of my paintings that messed up on the bottom, so I just cut them up and I can use those as backings for little cards and stuff. So these I'm just going to keep in here as well, even though they have the print on them. Okay, so I've got these all sorted by color, except for these ones, which that's just a playing card base, and then this is my print bases. I'm wondering, because I have some, oh gosh, my cuticles look horrible right now. Sorry about that. I have some other kinds of cards. Hold on, let me see. So I have these, which this one's got a whole bunch of cheese board stuff in it. That's just the welcome. You're not interested in that, are you? But so these are rather large cards, but they have these really pretty images on them. I think actually, I definitely won't put these in there, because this is more of a specialty thing, so I can keep it a little more out of the way. But I do have these flashcards, the division cards, which I do use quite frequently. It doesn't look like it, but I swear I've had this and used it several times. And then I have these fun kind of triangle-y ones. But these have, okay, so here's my thinking with this, and you guys could totally disagree with me. But my thinking on this is these have containers, so they're easy enough for me to just stack somewhere and be able to access when I want them, whereas these ones are loose, and this whole thing is full of loose paper. So I'm going to keep these separate. I'll actually just stack those together because that's pretty easy. I need to get some more playing cards. I have to go to the thrift store next weekend and see if I can come up with anything interesting there. And I have tons of silver, like tons of silver, so I guess it's a good thing the holidays are coming up. But basically I'm going to attempt to put these in some kind of size order and then reorganize them back into that box. So I'll quickly do that and then I'll be back with you guys. Okay, so I quickly wanted to just show you what I did. I added in my library cards and my time cards in here because I figured that'd be an okay place for them. And then I went in kind of, I don't want to say rainbow order, but color order here, and put them all in by size as well. So it'll be a lot easier for me to find which colors I'm looking for and what sizes I'm looking for. I did go ahead and put the division cards in here because I think that they fit okay. And then on the side of this, there's a little extra space in that cubby hole. I can add those other two, the cheese board and the triangle ones. So we finished this part up. Now it's time to get on to something a little more difficult. Let me put this down. And then I have this, which is kind of a jumble. It's supposed to be just like completely finished pieces, but I also have like just randomly folded up stuff. So this is going to be probably too difficult to put on camera. I'm going to do it off camera and then I will show you guys how it looks at the end. Okay, so this is looking much better now. Basically what I did was I put all my pre-folded paper, book paper pages ephemera back here. So there's just some pockets, a couple envelopes and stuff like that. And then here I've put my like partially done ephemera, so a lot of my envelopes, pre-made envelopes from some of the like your creative studio boxes and stuff like that is all right there. And then here's all my cards. So for my card making, I don't do too much card making, but I do occasionally. So I don't really have anywhere else to put this, but that's where I've decided to put it for right now. So all my card stuff's there. And this is all of my pre-made paperclip bookmarks. And this is all of my pre-made tags. And then in the front here, I have all of my pre-made cards, as well as a couple other random things, like there's a mini journal in here, and then some of my shaker cards. And then the taller tags that wouldn't fit in this bag, I just stacked right here on the side. So that's what that looks like. And I still have to come up with a way to store these. I plan on doing it again next year. But this was my 100-day project, so that's on the top shelf of the right side. I'm just going to set these over to the side for now because I'm not sure yet how I want to store those. I'll have to come up with something. Let's see what else we have over here. So I have just a couple of books that I've torn the pages out of. Whoops, there we go. Just a couple books I've torn the pages out of, and like this one I started, I just haven't finished it yet. So this will be one of my Christmas journals this year. And I've already put a little bit in it, but I do want to do a little more embellishing and stuff. So this is a current project, so this will stay right where it is. I also have this one, which I've made but have not put any signatures in, so that's another Christmas one I'll be working on. There's a random piece of paper here, and then I have just, so these all four of the rest of these are just books that I wanted the pages out of. That's where that goes. Books that I wanted the pages out of, and then I've covered them with fabric, but I haven't done anything for the inside of them yet. So I think it's okay to I'll put the black ones together. All of these back on that shelf as well. So I have those. And then randomly, I have a trinket box that I was working on, but somehow I managed to lose the hardware. So until I can get more hardware for these, I'm just going to set it to the side. I'll figure out what to do with that later. And then I have just a whole bunch of cards that I've put together. I think I wanted to do like a flip-flop journal or an accordion style journal with it, but I haven't anything planned for it, so I'm not sure what to do with that either. Actually, this I might just keep there, so I remember that I have a flip-flop journal that I want to make. Randomly, a canvas. That should not be there. That should be with the rest of my canvases. And then I have these two little, they had chipboards in them. So there were chipboards stored in them, which I'm not sure where I put those chipboards. But I thought I could use these to make a little something, but I'm not using them right now, so I will store them with the rest of my wood pieces. And that's it for that shelf. So we cleared up quite a bit of room on that shelf, which will give me space to put more things in. And then we'll move on to the middle shelf, which has my dried flowers, pressed and dried flowers. And then also, so here is one of the lay flat mixed media journals that I made. and I just need to decorate the front. So this is actually a perfect thing to go into the previous spot where it's a work in progress. Same thing with this one. I still have to decorate and everything, but it's another one of those lay flat. So these can both go on that same shelf with the partially completed journals. There's another one here that I did. That's a lay flat. I still need to do a cover for it. Seems like I'm filling that up quite a bit, aren't I? So then I have this box, which has stuff I have still not decided what to do with. Set that to the side. And then here I have, this should go with the rest of my notepads. These are stickers and some rub-ons. So this is the stuff, I must have just put that down there for the time being, that I hadn't decided what to do with yet. I'll put those post-it notes in with the rest of my stuff there. Okay, and then here is where I have some of my faux rice paper that I've made with my florals. I got a little roll of some there. So that stays. And then there's this little box. I don't know where it came from. So that goes to the side as well. All right, so I do need to do a little bit of organizing in this, but it's not too bad, I know, because I've done it fairly recently. There are, however, some things I need to take out, like these should go with the rest of my little embellishments. That stays there. So this box, I will have to move some stuff out of, like these, because this should just be my more 3D kind of flowers. Like, see, they're not actually pressed, they're just dried. So these are used more with like my resin and stuff, as opposed to journaling. And I'll keep my little stir sticks in there as well. That comes out. So I'm just making sure none of this is my little flat flowers. These should all be 3D ones. Okay. Look at these little guys. Aren't they so cute? I need to do some resin soon. I haven't done resin for a while. If you guys are interested in seeing me do resin, let me know in the comments below. This should absolutely not be in here. That should go with the rest of my resin stuff. So we'll put these back in here, and that one's done. So this is all my 3D flowers. I'm also apparently, now that I've looked at that, I know that I'm going to need to make more faux floral rice paper soon. So I am currently working, like I said, on some tea stained and handmade papers. Let's see. Let's get those off the top there. And here, I basically just want to try and kind of color coordinate them. So I was doing pretty good with it before, but then I messed up. So I should have whites, blues, and purples in this one, and I can see that it has gotten way out of hand. So I will just quickly run through these. Also, this bag, that's why this one's a little mixed. These are the ones that I have laminated. There we go. I swear I know words. I swear I do. So anything that's laminated needs to go in this bag. Okay, so then my more fall type colors are in this one, And then the whites, blues, purples, stuff like that is in here. And I will just stick my laminated ones on the side. Really quickly, before we get into anything else, let me show you guys the process that's going on upstairs with my tea staining and paper making. Okay, so you can see here I've got my paper making kits. I've got 3 different sizes here. There are actually 4 sizes, but the other size is a little too big for me to work with today. And this is going to be a little hard for me to film, so I'm just going to kind of give you updates as we go along. I do have some paper sitting here soaking to make my little mixture for the papers. I included a bunch of different colors, mostly because I was curious as to what would happen with it. I have no idea. I've never done this before, so it's kind of cool, kind of exciting, and yeah. I'm also, at the same time, hold on, I figured since I was in the process of messing with things, I've got some tea stain paper going here as well. And this is just really old tea leaf. I wouldn't use new tea leaf for this, but it's very, very old, so I just layer up some papers with it. I've got a couple different kinds in there, so those will be good to go as well. Okay, so I have had a couple people ask me how I dry my tea stain papers, and this is just what I do. So I just lay out some plastic wrap and I let them dry. They don't really need flattening for me. I've never had that issue. And I thought I'd show you just some of the most common papers that I use. So this is actually the matte presentation paper, and you can see it pulls a lot of that color really nicely. I also do a lot of rice paper, graph paper, and then just regular copy paper. And as long as you are careful with it, then there's no need to worry about ripping, tearing, anything like that. Just use the tips of your fingers. If you have nails like I do not pull up the paper with your nails because that will rip it. I've done that a couple of times and, not thinking about it if I'm rushing or whatever. So yeah, just make sure you use the tips of your fingers. But I just dry them just like this. I usually give them about 3 or 4 hours to get somewhat dry, and then I can actually stack them on top of each other and make room for more. So yeah. Okay, so it's been about a little over an hour, and this should be, according to them, ready to make the pulp. So I've got my blender, and we're gonna give it a shot. Okay, so I got it blended up. It blended up pretty well, I think. There's still a couple of chunks that are a little bigger in there, but I think that this will work out just fine. And the answer to my question about the colors was it just turned kind of gray. So good to know. I'm gonna give this a shot. Fingers crossed. Okay, so here are my first attempts, and you can see on this one and this one, I didn't have enough pulp in the water. That's why it kind of got torn up there a little bit. So I went ahead and added the rest that I'd made in, and that's looking much, much better on these two. So now that I feel like I have a little bit of the hang of it, I'm going to play around with maybe adding some colors or something like that. And once this is all done, I will show you guys my new stash of handmade papers. Okay, so quickly off camera, I went through and I organized all of this. I mean, it doesn't look terribly organized, but let me show you what I've got so far. So over here, I have my bubble stained papers, and then my digital printables. I also, for some reason, I have an extra storage space for these, so I'm not sure why those were in there, but some of my tea bags, for some reason, some of my watercolor paper. I have the rice paper over here, along with the craft paper, which belongs on its roll. I like to store it back on its roll, so not sure why that was there either. Then I have... Sorry, just realized things were moving around. I've got a bunch of coffee filters here. These are the handmade papers that I made. So these did not come out of there, but these are the ones that I've been making. I'll give you a little bit closer look at that. Some more of my tea stain papers that were in there. Again, the envelopes, book pages. I have so many book pages, y'all. We're gonna have to find something to do with those pretty soon. And then just some random scraps that I had in there. I also, for some reason, decided to put some of my tulle in there. I have a place for this, so again, not sure why it was in there. Sorry about the floor, guys. It's a mess right now. It will get cleaned up. I've got magazine papers, music paper, cardstock. Those are like specialty papers for like resumes and stuff. And then I have my tissue paper and some scrap papers. I also have a place for scrap papers, so not sure why those are in there. But anyway, I'm going to get to organizing all of this, and hopefully when I get back with you guys, it will look so much better. Okay, so quickly, I just wanted to show you some of the papers I've done. I am not done with this. I'm actually going to continue to make these over the next several weeks because I want a good variety of color. This is actually what the kind of gray one dried at. So it actually became basically white. And then I have a few of these like really light blue ones with some blue flecks in them. I'm still working out a few kinks on these, but I'm pretty happy with how they're coming out. So this is gray with little black flecks in it. And then I started experimenting with a couple of colors. So I have this kind of purpley one with some black occasionally. I have this other purpley one that has like black and white in it. These ones, I think I didn't do the pulp enough. Like I didn't get it smooth enough because they had issues on the edges. But I mean, it's okay because I'm going to be tearing these up and stuff anyway. I've got this cute pink and then some red. So that's what I have so far. Like I said, I'll be making these over the next several weeks. And I have a couple. The bigger ones I only do when I get towards the end and I need to get rid of the rest of the pulp in there. That's why there's fewer of those. But I have quite a good amount of the small and medium size. Now let's see if I can show you. I don't know if this is going to fit on frame or not. Oh God, that is hard. Let me see if I can pull you guys up just a little bit more. Okay, so that's as high as I can go, and you can't really see it too much, but I got this little accordion binder. Rob actually gave this to me. It's an old one of his, and he was like, "Can you use it?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I can." So this is where I've put all those other papers, and except for the ones that had other spaces to belong to. So let me just show you what I've done here. So in the back here, I've put all my magazine pages. And then my music paper. And then this is all my tea-stained regular copy paper. That is always going to be the bulkiest one. So you can see that's all of that right there. And then here is where I put the matte paper, matte presentation paper, as well as some photo paper that I dyed as well, because those are the darker ones. And then here I have all of my grid papers. And some of these you'll notice are a little bit darker and have like almost a purpley tint to them. I added rust on a few of these while I was dyeing them. So that's just what that is. And then here is the rice paper, dyed rice paper that I have. And then I put my bubble prints here. And then we get into the digital printables, which I really only have 4. So if you weren't aware, I am currently a member of the design team for the Graphics Fairy. So I have one that has all my extra Graphics Fairy prints in it. And then the next one, I'm also a lifetime membership for... Oh gosh, it just went right out of my head. I'm so sorry. Hold on. It's making and creating. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me find out. Okay, so it's the Digital Collage Club. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. But I got a lifetime membership from them several years ago. I am a big fan of Louisa Hansel, so I have quite a few of her printables in here. Just the ones that I like, I'll go on her website and buy those, but I have several of those. And then in this front one is mine, so the digital papers that I make myself. And that is how I'm storing those. So let me quickly take you guys down and show you our progress. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. We ended up with 2 empty spaces down here, which is great because trust me, we're going to need them moving forward. There's still a lot to do, but basically I kept my little sand dropper up there. The Huion's still there, and then I had a little extra space, so I added my stamping block. I don't use it often, but I still wanted to keep it, you know, pretty close to the desk so I knew where it was, and it doesn't really fit with the rest of the stamp stuff. So over here we have my papers, my handmade papers, the faux floral rice papers, and all of my dried flowers. This is a currently working on project section. And then down on the bottom we have the ready-made ephemera and the blank card stock that I can use for that. So yeah. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are like me and you love watching people reorganize things and everything, hopefully this was kind of satisfactory for you. I know I feel a lot better about it, so it makes me happy. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!